Hi there, I'm Mark and I'm here today to talk about new enrichment APIs available to our command level members. For certain types of signal within the GSE, we are able to gather additional enrichment information from public sources. This is most useful for DNS signals at this stage, and we typically gather that information within minutes of receiving a new report. As a command level member of the GSE, you can access the new Search Signals dashboard to view the enrichment information that we've gathered for a given signal. So for example, we'll look at a signal that we gathered a while ago on a GSE, and we can see that we can see a lot more information about that signal. On the right-hand side, we can see the enrichment data that we were able to gather at the point that we received the report. That includes information about, in this case, the domain registrar and domain registration information. It also includes the mapping back to the IP address for that domain at the point that we ingested the signal, as well as the information about the autonomous system, including the number and name of the autonomous system, and information about the RIR, which is delegating that particular IP address as well. As well as that enrichment, we also, as a GSE, calculate a GSE Index, which is kept up to date from both enrichment data that we receive, but also based upon feedback and other reports that we would gather for a signal. And whilst this signal has no feedback, if you received other feedback, it would appear here at the bottom section of this dashboard as well. So this dashboard gives you effectively a bird's eye view of a signal we received, including the history that we've gathered since the point that we received it as a new signal. In addition to the interactive dashboard view for enrichment data, for our command level members, we allow them to access certain enrichment data via API. And this new signal enrichment area gives you access to those APIs. These APIs work in exactly the same way as our core signal receiving APIs, operating as typically as GET requests in the usual way with usual access methods, and provide access to certain enrichment data. The complete signal feed, which you see at the top here, gives you the most complete view of a signal, and that will return back all of the reports we've received for a signal, which includes new reports, any feedback reports we've received for a signal, and indeed any enrichment data that we currently have for that signal as well. And you can see the latest data that we will hold in its completeness via that call. As well as that, we've mentioned the GSE Index. It's possible for a signal to receive the log of all the index entries we receive for a particular signal via the index log API. That will have the most up-to-date value for the index, as well as any historical values we've gathered over the duration of that signal. Similarly, we can access content. One of the enrichments that we do as part of the initial paths for a signal, for DNS signals in particular, is where possible gather the website content for the first homepage of the website. For that, if it's available, you can access those for a given signal, and once again, you can return all the entries we've gathered for a given signal, or indeed target a specific content entry if you wish. So that summarises the enrichment abilities we've enabled onto the GSE for our command level members. Thank you for watching.